What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Ignition. Today we're going to be installing a stereo, aftermarket stereo. Right here we've got a Sony DSX A4110BT. I'm assuming the BT stands for Bluetooth. We're going to install some Bluetooth capabilities into our Peugeot 206. So the tools that you need for this job is, of course, the aftermarket stereo that you're going to be installing, a wiring harness for your car, radio extractor prongs, and a aerial adapter. Now, in whatever aftermarket radio box you have, it should come with a wiring harness specifically for this radio, and of course the stereo itself. First of all, you're going to want to connect the car's wiring harness to the stereo's wiring harness. This is fairly simple. All you got to do is cut both of them to a appropriate length, not too short, not too long, and wire them together. And as you can see, I've cut the stereo's harness right down to an equal length. And of course, you're going to want to repeat this for your car's wiring harness. Now afterwards, you're going to want to strip the wires on both ends. Me, I don't own a pair of wire strippers, so what I did, I used my teeth to strip the ends of these wires. Why? Because I'm ratchet as hell, and this is how we do it here. And of course, you're going to want to use something to tether these two wires together. Now, I'm using Poundland PVC tape, and this PVC tape is tremendously shite. So after I actually connect everything together, I used a little bit of heat to make sure that it shrinks up a bit and sticks both of the wires together a little bit more strongly. Strongly, is that a word? Who knows? So once you're done stripping the wires at the ends, you're going to want to get both of them, push them together and twist them. Alright, if you're black, you know that it's sort of similar to doing twists to your hair, or maybe even cane rows. If you want to do it, you can cane row it. It's going to make it a lot tighter. So as you can see right here, I've successfully taped all of the wires together and we are ready to rock and roll. Now, of course, like I said, I was going to use some heat, but I'm not going to do that yet until I've installed it and ensure that everything's correctly installed, because I don't want to heat everything together and all of a sudden something doesn't work, because it's going to be alright, bitch, unplugging everything. So you're going to want to, make sure everything's done, not perfectly, but good enough that you can actually test it. Okay, so now we're in the car. What you're going to do is remove the old stereo to get the new stereo in, of course. So what we're going to do is get these two prongs, put them in the 4 holes, push them inwards to sort of unclip it from the dashboard, pull it out, and there you go. It is out of the car. And after that, you're going to remove the 3 harnesses that are connected to the OEM stereo. What you're going to want to do is get a flathead screwdriver, or in my case, I use one of the radio removers because I really couldn't be asked to go back upstairs to find a flathead. So I just used that, pushed it in the side. There's a little tab on the left hand side of the harness, and then you want to push it in and it should be able to unclip and lift out with ease. You don't want to tug on the plugs too much because you might ruin something and plug something out. So try your hardest to pull the actual plastic end of the cable out. Now once you're done removing the old stereo, you're going to want to put the new stereo in, and that is as simple as repeating the steps that you did with the old radio and doing it backwards. And don't worry, you won't accidentally plug in the white end to the black end or the black end to the white end, because it literally cannot go in. Like, if it can't fit, it won't fit in there, so you will know. So right here, I am checking to see if the stereo works, if it turns on. And it turns on, so that means everything is okay. And it turns on with the flick of the ignition. If it doesn't do that, then something's wrong, okay? Because really and truly, it should switch on with the car. It shouldn't come on with a little delay, because sometimes there's a delay. But for the most part, if you have a wiring harness that is made for your car, then it should be okay, and all the wires should be in the correct place. If not, you're going to have to manually reposition the wires on both of the wiring harnesses to ensure that everything's connected correctly. So for example, you have the ignition wire from the car to connect to the ignition wire on the stereo so that it all lines up correctly. If not, you might get a short circuit and your thing might explode. Now next up, you need to attach the adapter to your car's radio antenna. So you plug it into the plug and boom, that's it. It's as simple as that. Now next, you need to put the aftermarket stereo cage in the hole where the old stereo was. Make sure that's fitted in correctly. Now there's these little prongs that you need to push into the actual hole to make sure that it's all stable. What I used is one of the radio removal tools, but it is better if you use a flathead screwdriver because it has more of a surface area for you to push the tabs in. And once you're done with that, it should be in there securely. And once everything is aligned, the radio turns on with the car's ignition, the sound works, the radio works, the Bluetooth works, every function that the radio has is actually functional. Then congratulations, you have finished installing your aftermarket stereo in your car. And that is how you install an aftermarket stereo to your car. If you want to see more installation videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button down below, and leave a little comment on what you think we should do to our cars next. Stay tuned and have a nice day.